the ending song for Apothecary Diaries Season 2, there is a specific frame that I want to highlight, and that is the transition between commoner Maomao to Princess Maomao and a royal Jinshi to a commoner Jinshi. The swap that they did back in Season 1 when Jinshi had to go undercover to talk with Lacan. The reason I think this is important is because it represents Jinshi wanting to close the gap between him and Maomao. The entire ending song of Season 2 is Jinshi pining for Maomao. The opening song for the first season is also Jinshi, but in this case it's Jinshi singing about Maomao, how much he adores her. And now we jump to his pining phase, which, let's be honest, he's been in this phase for the entire first season, and now it looks like it's only getting worse because he's constantly thinking about her, at least in the ending song. One more thing to keep in mind is that his dream of bridging this gap with Maomao is technically not impossible. However, it's more difficult for him to come down to her level, at least not until Maomao accepts the fact that she actually is a princess. Maomao, whether she likes it or not, she has the blood of the La clan flowing through her veins. So she is noble, she is a type of nobility. She's just completely and utterly rejecting every part of that. Jinshi, on the other hand, would throw away his noble status to be with Maomao. But the problem here is that he's grown up in the world of nobility, in a very sheltered world. And while he is strong as a man, I'm afraid he would get eaten alive if he were to spend a month in the world where Maomao had to grow up in. For Maomao, though, I think she could adapt pretty easily. She's already shown to be extremely adaptable to pretty much any new situation she finds herself in. And this is even going further into the light novel content, which hasn't been adapted yet. She has an incredible strength of character, but that strength of character is also coming to blows with her resentment of her dad, which I don't think she will ever get over. Even when he's dead, she's still gonna hate him. At least a large part of her will. However, I'm not saying that bridging this gap is completely impossible. It just might be impossible in the way that Jinshi thinks. I don't think the answer here is elevating Maomao to the status of royalty. It's also not Jinshi throwing away his status as royalty. I think the answer has to be somewhere in the middle. I don't know what exactly that would entail for both of them. They shouldn't have to throw away parts of themselves entirely just to be with each other, even though that is something that Jinshi has stated multiple times that he's willing to do. He's willing to throw away everything to be with Maomao. However, Maomao, because of her upbringing, she doesn't think she deserves it. She doesn't think that Jinshi should be so foolish to throw away all this privilege and power that he has just because of love, something that she also feels like is a useless emotion and one that she doesn't even possess. So I think it's gonna be really interesting moving forward with this, because this concept of them trading places has been brought up many times throughout the show. This isn't even the first time we've seen it, or these disguises that they wear. It's not the first time. So I'm wondering if at the end of the day, the ending will be the two of them just getting completely different personalities and living together that way. That, I think, would be a very fitting end to their romance, because they both have things that, as their current selves, they can't get rid of.